And one of the biggest debates going on in Washington right now is over health care. Congressman Gary Palmer says although Republicans did not get a health care bill passed in Congress, he still believes that it will be done. Congressman Palmer told CBS 42 News anchor Art Franklin that he is working with Democrats to help make it happen.
I think we have to. Right after Senator McCain voted no and for all intents and purposes killed the process through reconciliation, the process is not over. We're going to continue to work on this. But we saw insurance companies saying they're pulling out of the exchanges, and we're seeing premium increases again. So I think we're going to have to do something. The interesting thing is that there's a group of Democrats and Republicans that I think are in process of forming a new coalition. They've reached out to me about being a part of this to work on health care. I had a Democrat come to me personally and ask me if I'd be willing to work with them on a solution to health care, and I told them absolutely. And I think there is a way forward. I know we're smart enough to fix this. I think we need to do it in phases, and that was the path we were on. I think there's some things that we need to do that I think would appeal to the Democrats. But one of the things that I pointed out to people, I don't know how many of your viewers saw that movie Hidden Figures about the three African-American women who were brilliant mathematicians who played a major role in our space program and putting a man on the moon. There's an underlying theme in that movie as well, and that is basically we put a man on the moon using adding machines and mechanical pencils. And I've told some of my colleagues that if we can put a man on the moon using adding machines and mechanical pencils, we can solve health care. The difference between putting a man on the moon and solving health care is that there were no politics in the space race. Space program. We need to decide that this is one issue that is so important to the future well-being of Americans that we're going to take the politics out of it. Let this be our moonshot. Let's come together, work together, and use our resources politically and intellectually to solve this problem, and I think we can.
Well, you talk about the politics in it. I think from the Democratic standpoint, the issue has been more verbiage, the wording, repeal and replace. They all admit, everyone admits that health care is broken. Obamacare needs to be fixed. It's using the term repair and replace, and I think if those words are out of there, Democrats are more willing to come to the table. Well,
I think eventually the Affordable Care Act has to be repealed. There's certain aspects of it that I think will remain in place. Particularly the amendment that I introduced basically kept in place the ability to cover people with pre-existing conditions, allowing dependent children to stay on until they're 26. Frankly, I wouldn't care if they stayed on until they were 30. I mean, that's someone else who is insured and the premiums are being paid. But I think there's some common ground there. And I think one of the positive things that you can say about the Affordable Care Act is that it has brought into full focus what the real issues are with health care, and I think given us a platform to work from to solve them.
Now, the Senate Health Committee is expected to hold two back-to-back hearings on health care on September 6th and 7th. This will be the first time that Republicans and Democratic senators will gather to look for ways to stabilize the Obamacare marketplace.